Helen Zille says her cabinet has unanimously decided to establish a commission of inquiry into vigilante violence in the Western Cape. And Top Gear hosts totally blown away by Durban's iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium. I'm Richard Brooks. Western Cape Premier Helen Zille says her cabinet has unanimously decided to establish a commission of inquiry into vigilante violence in the province. This follows recent killings and mob justice attacks on the Cape Flats. Zille says certain legal requirements need to be met. She says they've given police until next week to respond to the issue.
Cabinet considered all of the issues before us and decided that prima facie, in principle, there was a good reason to set up a commission of inquiry into the breakdown of the relationship between the community and the police. We have given the police numerous opportunities to respond, and now we're giving them finally until the 20th of June before we take a decision on the basis of their principle one way or the other.
Civil rights body AfriForum has applied to be involved in the case when the Constitutional Court hears government's appeal against an interdict that halted e-tolling in Gauteng. The hearing is expected to take place on August 15. CEO Kali Kriel says the organization applied to act as a friend of the court. He says AfriForum wants to argue that government is wrong in alleging that the interdict amounts to the courts interfering in government's right to formulate policy. Kriel says government should rather ensure that its policies do not disregard the Constitution. The state in the murder case of Pretoria mother Chanel Henning, who was killed in a drive-by shooting last year, says it has a very strong case against one of the accused, Ambrose Monye. Monye is applying for bail in the local magistrate's court. He faces charges of murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Henning was shot and killed after dropping off her son at a creche in Ferry Glen, east of the city. Prosecutor Gerry Nell says Monye has no respect for the law as he committed crimes while on bail for a separate murder charge. Nell says Monye has paid a few admission of guilt fines on matters ranging from assault to being in the possession of drugs. 2 men are already serving 18 years in jail after pleading guilty for Henning's murder. Top Gear hosts Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May say they were totally blown away by Durban's iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium. The trio will be hosting the Top Gear Festival 2012 this weekend. Event organisers say tickets are almost sold out. The presenters say this is by far the most spectacular stadium in the country.
We have been to South Africa before and we've done the festival. There's 2 ways of doing Top Gear Live. There's the arena show, which we're also doing here, but then we do the bigger thing called the festival with all the stuff on the track. This is actually the first time we've done a stadium. It's quite intimidating. Look at all the seats.
I mean, look at it.
It's big.
That's a big stadium. It's also one of the, in fact it is the most beautiful stadium I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So I really like the idea that we're performing in that because it's just such a pretty stadium. And the one in Cape Town was amazing, and I went to the World Cup final in Joburg, and that was also amazing. But this one, without wishing to be partisan, is fantastically beautiful.